In the first few weeks of me living here, it actually happened twice to me and my friends. So it's better to be prepared and know how to not get ripped off in the future. Hi, my name is Megan. I currently live here in South Korea, and this is part 3 of a 5-part series all about transportation here in South Korea. If you find this video helpful at all, please give it a like because that'll help me out a lot, and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more videos of just living in South Korea, how-to videos. I love to help people, but also I'll have some cafe vlogs and some fun things coming up too, so hit subscribe so you don't miss out on those. I want to start off and say that yes, this is probably happening in numerous countries, not just South Korea, so this is a very helpful video to watch just so you know how to not get ripped off via taxis in the future. At major like bus terminals and train stations, usually there's actually a gate around the premises, so you have to go into like the call line of the taxis that are waiting. So you can't sadly call taxis at these locations. If you are going to enter into this like long line of taxis, make sure no matter what that they don't force you to take a black taxi or force you to take a bigger taxi. Story time. I was with my friends, there were 3 of us, and we all had a suitcase, and the guy in line was like, oh, too many people, you need to go take a black taxi. Black taxis are way more expensive than regular taxis, and they the same thing. They just got nicer seats and they cost a whole heck of a lot more money. All these taxi guys were like a family, and so they're trying to get the black taxis some business. So they try to like push you, making you think that you need to go to the black taxi. It ain't true, so don't listen to them. So if they say that, they're lying. So just say, no, it's okay. You just have to be a little bit pushy. As far as pricing goes, it's quite complicated, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description that really breaks down pricing. But overall, every city has their own starting rate for the taxi. Once you get in, there's a starting fee, and then the fee from then on is calculated by the distance in which you are traveling. If you look over the gear shift, you'll find a little box that says a number, and there's like a tiny number that's running pretty fast, and when that number hits 0, the taxi price will go up. It's important, no matter if you're with a native of the country that you live in or if you're just by yourself, to always watch that meter. Make sure that it's reset, so when you get into the taxi, it's starting at the standard starting price for your city, and the number is going up at the correct rate, because this is how you can catch if someone is ripping you off. At nighttime, taxis are more expensive. The starting rate is more expensive, but then also for the distance and time, the price like goes up higher. So taxi drivers can turn this system on like it's nighttime, but it's not. And they can end up getting more money from you because they think you're a foreigner and you don't know any better. And that is why I always recommend people just call taxis on Kaokao. You will open up the app, you will find the location that you are, and usually the where you are right now location is decently accurate, but it's not the most accurate. So just triple check that it is where you are. Something really nice is they'll have a little preview of the car and like what direction the car is going. Look to see where your destination is, and I would call a taxi on the side of the road that's going to be headed in that direction. You're going to end up paying less money if he doesn't have to like go all the way around, do a U-turn and go all the way back. Then you're going to put in your destination address. Now, I always do this, but I put in the destination address and then I'll try to scroll in to see if it's correct. For some reason, when you scroll, that moves the little like destination point pin. So don't scroll in because you'll end up changing the location. Once you have your location and the destination, you're going to hit general taxi. It's going to be the bottom. It's going to be gray. You're going to hit request. It's not actually going to request the taxi right away. First, the payment option is going to come up. You have to swipe over to the left, and that will show that you can pay in the taxi, so you don't have to pay in advance. Call the taxi, and taxis here come fast. Here, when you hit call taxi, it's showing up in like the next 5 minutes if it's not raining, or 10 p.m., which is curfew time, and then everyone wants a taxi, and it's kind of hard to get one. Either way, most of the time, it's going to arrive in the next 1 to 5 minutes. So don't call taxis in advance and like, I'm gonna just finish putting my makeup on. No. They don't want to wait. They will cancel the ride if you're not available and ready to come into the car within a few minutes of them arriving to your location. When you call a taxi on the app, it'll show the license plate number of the person that's coming. And so that's how you know what taxi is yours. You just find the same license plate. Once you get into the car, they're going to say something to you in Korean. You might not know what they're saying, but there's a 99% chance they're just confirming that you are the person that's supposed to be in the car. So they're just expecting you to say, "네," and then they'll take off and carry on their merry way. Might sound a little strange, but make sure that whenever you sit in a taxi that you are sitting on a diagonal into the back right. They do not like it when you sit behind them or in the front seat with them if there's only one person. But let's say you have to take a taxi off of the street. The best way to get to where you're going is to have a screenshot of the address in Hangul, not in the romanization, like the English way you say Hangul. That's not going to get you anywhere. And I would actually recommend you take like a screenshot of it and show it to them, because lots of taxi drivers, a little bit on the older side, and they always try to zoom in. And so if I'm showing them like a notes and it won't zoom in, and they're like, that is a good way to help them out. And they will usually put the address into the GPS that they have if they don't know where they're going. Before you arrive at your destination, make sure you put in the destination yourself and check from where you were to where you're going what the price is yourself, so you know for sure if the price is correct that they're making you pay. If for some reason, let's say hypothetically from past experience, the price was ending up looking like it was going to be 4 times the amount that it should be, that's when you know something is very wrong. If you have a Korean friend, you can call them and have them talk to the driver, which is what our friend did. And they said something along the lines of, I don't know why the price is this high when it shouldn't be this high when you're only going from here to here. And the taxi driver could maybe say something like, the meter's broken, and then click a button and suddenly the price is normal. If you don't have any friends to help you, you don't have a friend to like call, and you notice that they are ripping you off, you can just pay and then you can report that person.
Hi, and then older, more present Megan is gonna make her way into this video too with all the construction noises and all of the horrible bad lighting. Point to clarify, when you call a taxi on your phone, it gets saved into the wonderful Kaokao cloud of taxi wonderfulness. So when you pull one off the street, if you don't use a credit card and you give them cash, it's like your trip never happened. They got your cash, they took you somewhere, there's no record of anything. So using the app is just safer, because then everything is recorded. They know that you already saw the price in advance.
Once the taxi arrives at the destination, don't get out of the car until you pay.
No matter what, pay with a card, do not pay cash, and get your receipt. You hear me? Get the receipt. If you pay with a card, it's a lot easier to cancel that transaction. The link will be below for a website where you can file complaints if you feel like you were wrongly charged. Make sure when you do file this complaint, you have as much evidence as possible. So you want to know what the taxi cab driver's license was. You want to know what time they picked you up, where they picked you up, and where they took you. And I even read somewhere on some website that they want you to have a picture of the driver's face. I don't know how you can do that without being creepy. Again, just get as much evidence as you can. My friend, as I showed here before, actually took a video footage evidence of what was happening, and this is really good evidence as well. It will print off. Take the receipt. That is the best evidence. They always want you to have that receipt for evidence.
All right, bring it in. Come here. Team, we've learned a lot of information, okay? Now we about to rapid fire. Some facts off. All of them are good. All of them are juicy. All of them I learned the hard way. Please don't make me feel bad for learning them the hard way. Go down there. You can multiply my voice to talk faster. Multiply me by 2. Get in the juicy information. We got this. All right, ready? Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team. Let's go.
Nighttime from midnight to 4 in the morning in all cities is going to be more expensive. If you're in Seoul, you can actually use your T Money card to pay for the taxi ride. There'll be like a little square and you can actually just tap your T Money card on there. Also enjoy not having to tip, because in Korea, restaurants, all that good stuff, you don't have to tip here. Saves the money. A lot of the times they'll use their horn to say like, hey, I'm here. If they're trying to get over into another lane or they're not sure if the other car sees them, they'll like honk the horn. They also use the horn to think that it can convince you into coming into the taxi. So if you're walking on the sidewalk, especially at night, taxis will like pull over and kind of honk, thinking, oh, you didn't know you wanted a taxi, but now I'm going to honk, and suddenly you're going to think that you want to take a taxi. So they're not trying to abduct you or kidnap you. It's fine. They just do that to think like maybe you'll get in the car now. It's a little strange, but it happens all the time. So just ignore them and confidently continue to walk. Currently in South Korea, there's a curfew at 10 p.m. So think about it. Everything closes at 10 p.m. So when is it hard to get a taxi? 10 p.m. Buses, subways, taxis, everything is packed and crazy crowded from like 10 to 10:30 because everyone's trying to leave at the same time. Yeah, traffic is just like a thing all the time. So be careful about that. But if you are coming from, let's say, another city, you're taking a bus to Seoul or vice versa, you're trying to catch a train to go to Busan, think about what time are you arriving in that location? What time are you trying to get to that location? Am I trying to make it through like thick morning traffic to get to the bus station and I'm taking a taxi? I'm going to need to probably double the amount of time for me to get to the bus station as if you're to like look up the night before, how long is it going to take for me to get to the bus station? So just always be thinking about traffic upon arrival. Always look back into your taxi to make sure that you're not leaving anything behind. Once things are in taxis and you leave them, they kind of gone, just make sure you look back and you didn't like leave your wallet and lose all your credit cards and money and IDs. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. Tunnels. There are tons of tunnels in South Korea. They usually put windows down in taxi cars so that there's more air circulating. They always expect you to put the window up yourself. So just make sure if you're in a tunnel, if you're in a tunnel, put the back windows up yourself. If you don't have data on your phone, there's Wi-Fi literally everywhere. So it's quite easy to request a taxi no matter what. You don't need Wi-Fi for the drive. You just need Wi-Fi to request it. My phone ran out of storage like 7 times while trying to record this, so if it's a little crazy, that's why. But thank you so much for sticking with me. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a like and go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And you can go ahead and check out the other 2 parts that I've already posted of this series on Team Money cards and buses. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!